Alright, hi all my beanie weenies and welcome back to my channel. I am of course Hot Dogs and we are here for another installment of The Sims 4 Survivor Oasis, and I can't believe we're already on the third week of the series and both of our tribes are even with 7 members each. If you missed it with hopefully you didn't, but if you did miss it, the Red Nixon tribe went to tribal council in our last episode where they voted off John Cochran, making Erwin and John Cochran the new members of Oasis. But today we have a whole other competition, a whole other luxury up for grabs, and we're going to first check out and see how Day 8 is treating the Red Nixon tribe. Everyone is working on their hobbies. We see that Tina is making breakfast for everyone. We have Nervous Subject kind of meditating. He was really close to leaving the house last night as well. He had a few votes. So he's probably meditating, trying to get himself together. It's a new day. It's a new, part of the game, and he has to adapt as well. So meditation could help. And then he's doing that right beside Bella, who's painting. We have Nina working out. And then you also see Jenna and Brant playing chess together, which I think Jenna and Brant should get close together. I mean, they woohooed on day 1 or 2. So I think they should start trying to build a relationship. But I was surprised because when we went to Tribal Council on Friday, we actually saw that Bella and Richard Hatch had like 0 romance, even though they've been woohooing. And it was kind of the same for Brant and Jenna as well. They had no romance either, even though they had woohooed. So it'd be nice for them to actually grow, because having 2 meters of a relationship really adds a lot. But even though they have done the deed, they haven't advanced in a relationship in any capacity. So I would hope that one of the couples would advance, even though both the guys are gay, so maybe that's why they're not advancing. I don't know.
Ah, Reginu! Que moose.
I do feel like the Red Nookstone tribe definitely uses their skill building activities a lot more than the green. I mean, the green tribe, you have Vesepia bartending, sometimes you have someone on the chess table, sometimes the woodworking, and sometimes working out, but like the red team has a lot more different activities that they can, and I think because they can't go inside, because they don't have power, it's kind of the only thing they ever really focus on. But who knows, that might change after today with the luxury competition we're going to have later on, because the red tribe has not won a single luxury competition so far, so they're still locked out, they still have no power, nothing really to benefit them. And once they do have shelter unlocked, they have more hobbies they can attend to, and I definitely think that they are going to have a higher skill point. So maybe staying outside is more beneficial for them. I don't know, we're going to find out. We see Rich kind of talking to Tina and Brant and Jenna, trying to make his way back into it. He actually voted against them. He voted with John Cochran and trying to get Nervous Subject out. But it didn't really work out, and the only other person to not vote for John Cochran was actually Brant, who voted out Nina, which was pretty surprising. I didn't see them arguing or not getting along, but I guess they just haven't been talking in general, so that's why the relationship was so low. But the 3 of them are definitely kind of the outcasts when it comes to votes, so I've seen them kind of getting in more with the groups, kind of getting together. They're definitely kind of on their toes today, trying to talk and make sure they're getting the right information this time, and that maybe they'll be on the right side of the vote this week if they do happen to end up in Tribal Council. And just to clarify, I said the 3 of them, but I meant the 2 of them, as in Brant and Richard. They're kind of forced to almost work together or do something to try to get on the right side of the vote. Anyway, we also see that Nervous and Jenna are eating together. They subside each other. They're really talking. We haven't really seen the 2 of them bond that much, but they do hang around Tina a lot. I feel like they're both part of Tina's tribe, Tina's alliance. Definitely Jenna is. So I think she's definitely trying to relate to him on that, get them together, really form something going on. And then we see Bella kind of go over to the little bedroom area, and she sits down with Tina, and she's trying to bond with Tina. She kind of has been the past few days. She wasn't really interested in the beginning, but she's really been trying to get closer to her. And she voted with them at tribal council, so she's really trying to make sure that Tina knows she's there, but Tina's not really listening. She's not really, she has other people that are closer to her. She has other people that are more important. And you can see Bella kind of constantly chasing Tina around the camp. Like, even after Tina kind of denies the conversation, Bella's kind of left with Brant and Rich at the bed. So she's like, nope, like, I can't be seen with the two of you. I need to kind of like spread my wings and make sure I am on Tina's ass. I have to make sure that she knows I'm with her. So we see that all 5 people that voted to evict John Cochran with Tina are there with her by the fire. That's her stomping ground. They're all there hanging out, kind of isolating Richard and Brant. And the 5 of them are really going to stick together. So we'll see they are building their relationships, as we saw with like Jenna and Nervous. So maybe if all 5 of them constantly hang out, constantly build their relationship, they really will be able to solidify this 5-person alliance. And Richard and Brand could be doomed because, like we all know, Bella actually has the hidden immunity idol. So if she's on their side and they have the numbers, they have all the power in the tribe. So Bella cooks them dinner, puts it down on the ground, and serves it to them. But even though she wants to be on their side so bad, she's willing to cook for them, suck up to them, vote for them. She still has this love for Richard. They've both been woohooing. Even though their relationship aren't that close, they're still constantly drawn to each other. They're always winding up talking to one another. And she goes over to him at the woodworking table after kind of walking away from him earlier. And she's like, I might be able to avoid you and Brant together. I might be able to avoid Brant as a whole, but you, I can't really avoid. I have feelings for you. And maybe, the D is good or something. I don't know. But she, I think, like, her relationship with Rich leaves the game. Like, they have something going on between them. We see that Brant ends up joining the group that are eating, and all of them disperse and leave right when Bella ends up getting over there as well. So Bella's just kind of awkwardly with Brant now. And then we also see that Nervous looks like he wanted to use the bathroom. Maybe something happened. All of them tried to go at once, and now he's just kind of awkwardly guarding the bathroom. He doesn't want anyone to go in there. He's trying to make sure that everyone knows he's about to go in there and not to walk in on him, that he needs to go. Do not interrupt. Brant is trying to talk to the girls, but none of them really seem to be that interested. I mean, Jenna looks pretty sad. Nina kind of looks like she's faking it. And Bella's not even listening. I think this really shows, like, that the votes really show, like, where the dynamics of the group lie and who's kind of the outcast and who's kind of the popular kids. I feel like this tribe definitely feels a lot more catty than the other one does.
Ben Fahab. Vula Shaka, Abimi, Shemu, Laimana Jasapa.
And then everyone's eating by the fire, and I'm like, where's Tina? She's actually randomly eating outside of the campsite, just on the street, and she's with a stranger plus Aliana from the Green Tribe. So they're kind of bonding when they're not supposed to be. I will not be punishing them, but in normal Survivor, this would be really frowned upon. So I get Tina back inside. I lock the door for everyone because somehow I guess she escaped through the door. I don't know. So now she has a little bit of relationship with the other side. I guess that's a small advantage for her on my stupidness. But we're going to send Aliana back to camp. We're going to follow her there, and we're going to see how Day 8 is treating the Green Sand Trap Tribe.
Basil Pelka.
Nulets.
Ah, Bayumi.
Shishay.
Looks like Vesepia and Natalie are bonding, getting along. They have been kind of working on paintings together and hanging out at the bar. They enjoy doing their hobbies with one another, so it's been really helping them bond. And they really just seem to be in a good mood, laughing and joking around. And then we also see that there's kind of a big group going on in the gym. We have Brian, Fabio, and Eliza. Them plus Aliana are pretty much always in the gym. That's kind of their favorite spot in the house. So I'm not too surprised to see any of them there. Meanwhile, everyone else outside are going to their usual hobbies. It's interesting. I feel like the Red Tribe is constantly switching around what they do. Some of them cook, some of them try to do woodworking, some of them work out, some of them meditate, like some of them paint. They all kind of mingle around and try everything that they have to offer. While this tribe, they really stick to what they like. So we see that Johnny is at the chess table by himself. He's kind of one of the only people that plays chess. I would say it's like him, Brian, and Natalie. And then, of course, we have that one group in the gym. They're kind of always in there. We have Vesepia at the bar. She's always at the bar. Even if she's not bartending, she's sitting there watching whoever's bartending. That's the one skill, besides, I guess, painting, that she's really developed. And then, of course, we also have Aliana, who works out and is at the woodworking table. A lot of them really stick to the one or two hobbies they really enjoy doing, and they don't really mix around to all the other ones. So it's interesting. I feel like the Red Tribe, they all have like roughly the same amount of points. They're all kind of low. They all kind of dabble in all of them. Meanwhile, the Green Tribe, each one is like really strong in one, but super low in another. So we'll have to see how that plays out in competitions, and we'll also have to wait and see when these skills come up in competitions, or if they even will. We see that Johnny is kind of walking around trying to figure out who he wants to talk to, what he wants to do. He comes around to Eliza. Him and Eliza kind of have a nice mother-son relationship. So they really like each other. They kind of have a budding friendship going on, and I think there's at least a little bit of trust there, especially. But when that conversation slowly begins to die, he works his way inside, where he finds Vesepia, of course, bartending with Natalie there, talking to her, and he tries to join the conversation, talks to them for a little bit. However, Natalie seems to be kind of avoiding Johnny. They were really close when everything first started, but as a week has passed since they met, I feel like Natalie has slowly become more and more separated from him. Whether that's the other boys she's getting drawn to, or whether she's just trying to get close to the girls. I don't really know what her motives really are, but I wish she wouldn't. I wish she would stick by Johnny, because I feel like he would be a really good person to have a really close final two with, but she just keeps pushing away. On the opposite note, I feel like I definitely know what Eliza's motives are. She kind of lies with the guys in the house. She's always talking to them, always with them. Even now, she's still working out with them and trying to bond with them, and she's always in the gym with them. And I think it's just really clear that she's not really here for the girls. She's never seen really talking to them that much. She's not really trying or putting in any effort with them. But she's always constantly putting an effort with the guys. Whether it's receptive to them or not is not fully determined. I feel like she isn't really growing relationships very fast. She definitely got some votes against her in their first tribal council. I don't know if it'd be any different now if they go this week or not. We'll have to wait and find out if they do go, whether she gets the same amount of votes. But when she does leave that conversation with Fabio and Brian, they instantly start talking about her, and the two of them try to get their feelings across in private while she's out of the room.
Choba Quimsba. Beba's and boy.
Trips Kawafalobi? Galoof!
Nah.
Flari Griha. Krangpa
Crunchy.
Limna Glenk. Benefi. Sycophus. Ashi.
Not really determining how they feel about Eliza. They both end the conversation there. They're both kind of tired from their workout, and they're ready to kind of call it a day and hang out for the rest of the day. So they end up heading back into the house, where pretty much everyone is hanging out as well. And they actually end up going to the bathroom at the same time. Of course, Fabio is first in. He goes straight to the shower and he starts taking a bath per usual, because even though they have a shower, they still only take baths, even though it's really inconsiderate when you only have one bathroom. I don't know what that's about. And we actually saw earlier that Brian's been having to use the bathroom. That's why he stopped running initially. So Brian's kind of standing there waiting to use the bathroom. I actually, during this part, I guess I had updated my mods. So my streamer thing I had just talked about in the last episode, I'm so glad I have the streamer mod still in here. Instantly the next episode it's uninstalled. I have to awkwardly crop out butts and everything else, and that's interesting. But they have this bathroom war where they can't decide who should use the bathroom, but Fabio does eventually end up winning, and he gets back into the bathtub and has a nice relaxing bath. Brian sadly has to go outside and use the bush, even though there was a perfectly good toilet. He just didn't win that war, and he's has to use the bush instead, and then he ends up grabbing some beanie weenies that someone made off the floor and eating those. It's a really sad life for our castaways. Unfortunately, he ends up heading back inside to eat those beanie weenies and misses out on the huge group conversation that's going on with the rest of the house. So we actually see that Aliana, Eliza, Natalie, and Johnny are all kind of laughing, getting along, and talking by the woodworking bench and really forming a bond with one another. And even eventually, Fabio, once he's done with his bath, he ends up even coming outside and joining the conversation. And Brian is the only one left out of it. So it's a bit of a tricky position for him to be in at the moment. He seems to only really feel like he has Fabio. And I don't really see him getting along with anyone else. He's gotten into arguments with Johnny. He's gotten into arguments with Natalie and other people like that. So I think if he doesn't step his game up this week, that he could be next on the green target list. But we're actually going to leave the Green Tribe and we're going to head over and see what's going on in Oasis. And I do have to say that in future episodes and future weeks to come, I do start filming Oasis a little bit less and less. And it was completely on accident. I originally planned for you to see, a full 10 minutes or whatever of Oasis every week as well. But I just forgot. It was a lot of households to manage. So even though there's only 2 guys on this tribe, Erwin from the green team and John Cochran from the red team, please enjoy the footage that we have because, I love the Oasis footage. Oasis lot, of course, is available. Plus, all the other lots that you've seen in this episode are available on the Sims Gallery at Singleton RW. But the Oasis lot is just so fun, and I'm excited to see the relationship that blooms between Erwin and John. We see that John is actually heading back from the bathroom. So there is a bathroom, there is like an outdoor toilet and stuff on the campsite, but they don't really like to use it that much. But there is a bathroom that's like a walk away since they are technically in the park lot of Oasis Springs. So he's hiking back from that long walk to use the toilet, and we actually see that Erwin is in the pool relaxing and hanging out in there. One really great thing about Oasis is all the stuff you can do, and as we can see, John cannot decide on what he wants to do. He's beekeeping, he's gardening, he's playing basketball, he's cleaning. So not only is there every activity that you can find in camp, but there is also more. So whoever does end up coming back from Oasis is not only going to be able to keep up with the skill building that is going back on at camp, but they're also able to build on skills that the castaways don't even have yet. So there's such a good advantage in that, and I don't think he's necessarily ready to figure out which one he should do. We see that Erwin, instead of talking to John Cochran, he's just talking to himself. I think it's interesting that the 2 first boots are both ginger nerds. Of course, we have one that's a bit crazier, that is Erwin. And we see that John, even though Erwin can clearly enjoy his own company, John tries to join him anyway and jumps into the pool. And he's always trying to bond with Erwin. I think he's definitely putting in the most effort in this relationship. But they don't end up swimming for very long. Once John, he actually does a really good backflip into the pool, but once he does that, they don't really talk to one another. They don't swim together. They both kind of make their way out, and they actually do start talking to one another. I think Erwin kind of got used to being by himself. I think he liked being in Oasis by himself. I think it kind of fit him more, and he was starting to really like it. So having Cochran kind of come, I don't think he's been too into it, so that therefore he hasn't been trying to make too much conversation. He hasn't been making too much effort. He's kind of still just keeping to himself. But John's just not having it. So as soon as he gets out of the pool, he's trying to start up a conversation, and it's always really nice and pleasant, actually kind of flirty. John Cochran has been pretty flirty since he got eliminated. And it's going over all right. There's some vibes getting put around. There's something going on.
Derny Sloof. Vula Epni. Naguna Shelnik. Maypikin Narv. Narbo Shoib. Nalfi Duba. Sibuna Torble Farbe. Hana Klets.
Klarshin.
Oh, Fina.
Naya Floof.
Ah, Canoe.
Ibara? Wig Tao.
Rouge. Barrack. Moochie Peachy. Revo. Nay.
But of course, before things can progress too far, Erwin has to go check on his pet worms that he's collected and growing. He has to bond with them, make sure they know that he loves him. He has to go play with his worm by himself instead of sharing it with Cochrane. He has other important things to tend to.
Balafoy or Agama. Kapoma Youngie. Fra. Oh, Kapoma Youngie. Oh, Amu. Okay.
I think John Cochrane is kind of getting to see another real side of Erwin, the true side of him, the freak in him, the one that kisses and cuddles with worms and then talks to himself and smells his armpits and acts like a caveman, before then going up to the pool and doing a nice solid belly flop straight smack into it. I mean, I don't know if that's going to scare Cochrane away from him or make him want him even more. I'm not too sure. The desert does crazy things to your mind. The romance of being in Oasis might still have him fooled. Who knows? To think about it, John Cochrane decides to kind of mull it over while he is cleaning clothes. So he goes around, collects all the clothes, and starts to wash those by hand. And that's another luxury that they have on Oasis. So they have clean clothes. They're able to feel fresh all the time. They're able to take showers and stuff whenever they want. So even though they are still kind of living outside in a camp area, they do have all the accessories and luxuries that you win through luxury competitions. Now, in today's luxury competition, they will not be competing for laundry, but that's definitely something that you would get at a much later stage. But the boys thankfully have it now. So it's getting pretty late into the afternoon. It's pretty much like the heat of the day, and Erwin's finally out of the pool and decides to kind of start making some drinks for the two of them. And you don't see too many of our castaways practicing on the bar. So who knows, maybe Erwin could buckle down, learn the bartending skill, and come back and beat Vesepia. Who really knows? But it's definitely would be nice. It's going to be a nice refresher for the two of them. They've been outside. I'm not going to be surprised if some of them do start getting sunburnt here pretty soon. And even though it is the desert, they will be experiencing winter and stuff like that too. It is going to get cold, so they definitely are going to want to embrace the sunshine and the warmth while they have it. So Cochrane is done washing the clothes by hand, and he hangs them up to dry in the sun before they run out of time to do that. And after he's finished with that, he runs over to the grill and starts cooking up some dinner for the two of them. So we have Erwin making the two of them drinks, and now we have John cooking the two of them something to eat. And they're going to be able to have their nice kind of first dinner together, just the two of them here on Oasis. What do you guys think about Erwin and John Cochrane here on Oasis? Out of the two of them, which one would you want to come back? Do you ship the two of them together? Do you want them to have a nice romantic relationship, or is that totally weird for you? Let me know all your thoughts down below. I love hearing from my little beanie weenies. That's the main reason why I put them on YouTube. The second being just as like an artifact of my game. But yeah, let me know what you think. They eventually do like sit down. John calls the meal, and Erwin comes over and they start eating together. And of course, the conversation's going pretty well. It's going nice, and it actually always gets flirty with John. So John starts flirting, and this dinner ends up becoming like a nice romantic first date almost.
Wixon.
Ooh. We moo Sambo. Susu.
Oh. Sul.
But they soon wrap up their dinner, and Erwin has to go use the bathroom, so he goes and takes the trek over to the public bathroom that's like a mile or so away. And while he does that, we are going to head over to the competition arena and start our luxury competition before the sun goes down. So I'm really excited. Of course, every Monday we have a luxury competition, and the Green Tribe has won both competitions so far. So will they continue their lucky streak and win another luxury for their camp, or will the Red Nookstone Tribe win their first one and finally gain shelter? We're gonna find out. Alright, so this luxury competition is called Wet, Wild, and Luxurious. And it's pretty simple. We're just going to have a fun game of slip and slide where we pair one person from each tribe against another. So we're going to have one person from the red tribe, one person from the green tribe. They're going to slide down the slip and slide. Whoever slips first is out of the competition. If they both slip, they will keep going until one of them ends up doing either a better trick or more tricks. And whatever tribe is left at the end with the most castaways on their side, they will win. So for the green team, they will win plants and vegetables and stuff like that for their camp. And if the red tribe wins, they will finally gain access into their shelter. However, it's not looking too good for the red team because, as we just saw, Richard Hatch and Natalie went against one another, where Richard fell his first go around, making him out of the competition. So now it is going to be Brian representing the green team and Tina representing the red team. So Brian ends up doing a successful belly roll on the slip and slide, meaning that is another green member safe and winning the round, and Tina is unfortunately out and has to go sit upstairs with Richard. Alright, so next we're going to have Bella representing the red team and Vesepia representing the green team. So Vesepia and Bella actually end up doing exactly the same as one another. The ones they do slip on, they both slip. The ones they do slide on, they both slide. And instead of making them go again, they are both just going to be eliminated. This is a cutthroat competition, and it's not easy getting luxury. Also, since it's becoming nighttime, like I said earlier, the desert's getting colder, so being in this water and being outside isn't too fun for them either right now. But we are going to go to our fourth round. It's going to be Jenna representing the red team and Aliana representing the green team. Alright, and it is another draw. So both Aliana and Jenna are out of the competition. So we are down to 3 players on the red team, and we are down to 5 players on the green team. So even though the green team has lost 2, they have both been draws. So the red team also lost a member. So the red team, it's not looking too good. They have to start winning now. So for this round, we're going to have Johnny represent the green team, and we're going to have Nervous represent the red team. Hopefully Nervous can pull through. But unfortunately, on the first round, he doesn't, making him the 5th person now eliminated for the red team. So now only Brant and Nina are left. It does not mean that they are not going to win the competition. For the next round, we're going to have Brant and Eliza go. And if Brant wins, he stays in it. Same with Nina. So the 2 of them can keep competing for the red team, trying to get the green team out. It just matters who is left at the end. I think I explained the competition a little bit incorrectly at the beginning of it, but hopefully you guys understand it completely now. As we saw, Eliza ended up taking a tumble during the second go-around, so that is one member down for the green team, and Brant is able to stay and keep competing for the red team. They haven't been able to win too many, so go Brant. You're really pulling it off, and now Nina is going to have to go against Fabio, and hopefully luck is on her side as well. And it thankfully is. Nina ends up pulling it off and winning over Fabio. So she is able to keep competing with Brant. It's Brant's turn now, though. Hopefully this round doesn't take him out. And he's going to have to go up against Johnny. Johnny has won a few previous rounds, so he's proven to be pretty good. Let's see if Brant can beat him. Alright, it was pretty close. The two of them were chasing each other for quite a while, but after this last round, Brant ended up landing a slide, and sadly, Johnny ended up slipping. So the red team is on a little bit of a groove right now, so Brant is still in the competition. We're going to have Nina come back and compete, and she's actually going to go against Brian and see if she can beat him on the green team. And it doesn't take very long. On the first round, Brian ends up slipping, and Nina ends up even going around and doing a second little victory round for herself. So we are now down to just 3 people left in the entire competition. 2 people on the red team, Brant and Nina, and then 1 person left on the green team, and that's Natalie. So of course we're going to see Natalie and Brant go off on this round together. It's so hard to believe that the red team were just losing members one by one, and now Brant and Nina have been able to gain control back and start getting rid of the green team, and now they could actually win. It looks like the 3 of them are really suffering. They all have to pee, they're all cold, they're all tired, and this is probably not good for your knees and your bones. I'm sure they're all scraped up and bruised. And by the second round, Brant is unfortunately out of it, and he loses this round. After getting rid of so many, he is now out, and it is just down to the 2 girls. So we have Nina and Natalie going against each other in this last round. Will green end up winning? Will Natalie pull through and win green their 3rd luxury competition? Or will Nina end up winning the red their first? I honestly thought this was going to keep going until they couldn't go anymore. It seemed like it was an endless battle. These 2 girls fought it out so hard, and they gained a lot of respect for the both of them. However, Nina ends up pulling it through and winning Red Nookstone, their first luxury competition. So I won't be getting into the reveal of what they win in this episode, but when you tune back here on Wednesday, you will see that they have access to their gas station shelter. They have a new bedroom that's available, a new gym that's available to them. Their camp is going to improve so much, and I'm excited for you guys to see it. And I'm just so excited that Nina was actually able to win for them and prove that she's able to compete. What did you guys think about that? Are you disappointed that the red team finally won something? Are you happy that the green team has been able to just annihilate all the luxury competitions? And of course, it doesn't necessarily matter about luxury competitions as we've seen throughout the past 2 weeks. It all matters about the immunity competition. competition, which is also on Wednesday's episode. So tune back on Wednesday where we will reveal the new Red Nickstone camp. We'll see how they're doing. We'll see what the green team is doing. And we will also compete in our third immunity challenge where one tribe will win immunity from tribal council. Who do you want it to be? Do you think the red team will have a bit of a kick in their step and be able to pull it off? You'll have to wait and find out on Wednesday. Until then, subscribe, like, hit the bell. You can also follow me on Twitter and TikTok where I post notifications about the videos and stuff like that, especially Twitter. I'm almost at 100 subscribers on Twitter, or followers, so I about have half of you guys on Twitter as well, so go ahead and follow me on there. It's Hot Dog Sims, so just Google me and you'll find it, I promise. And until then, I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.